Yes, sir. Geeks all over the globe, guys. Welcome to a brand spanking new episode of Cuz We Geeked. We encourage you to stay geek, man. Listen, it's your boy out here, man, in the fortress. It's your boy Real. I got the man that put Cuz and Cuz We Geek. We got Will. We got the man that got all the alphabets, his name B and the A. We got DJ in the building yet again, man. Listen, definitely appreciate y'all, man, geeking out with your boys for another episode. Of course, y'all already know. That's what we're here for, man. Movies, television, all them good things. We're here every Tuesday evening, Saturday morning. So do us a favor, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And also, to everybody, hit them likes for us today, man, as we continue to try to build the algorithm up to find more geeks like yourselves. Also, follow us over on our socials on Twitter, or should I say X, under Cuz We Geek, guys. Yeah, listen, we got a good one for y'all today, man. We got a lot to get into today. But y'all already know, man, the last episode of Gen V just aired on, was it
Wednesday? Oh, we lost Rail.
He froze it.
Am I back? Okay.
Okay, you back. Okay.
Yeah, my darn computer's been tripping. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, when we talk about Gen V here, also too, man, just to let y'all know now. Spoilers. Yes, sir. So listen, you have been warned. Got the spoiler stamp here on the screen. We're gonna be talking about Gen V. All right, cuz let us know, man, what you think overall about this show, man. Episode 8 and the overall show.
This season was fantastic. Series finale was really good. It had me nervous. So a lot of it happened, but we were predicting as far as the healing. Marie was going to heal. I forgot her name. The blonde.
Kate.
Kate. So we called that. Also, the mimic, the girl that could mimic powers for 60 seconds. We called that one that she was going to be very important. It showed that she was really important. As well, she popped up, was able to get Godoka's mind control for, and that was pretty funny because she didn't understand it as quick as she was able to do others, but she did get it under control. Was able to control him, control the other students that were fighting, but then also killed the Link as well. Sister Sage is crazy with how smart she is, because you can see that the light bulb went off for her when she decided, because it was by far her plan was to stop Godokin because he wasn't acting in the way that she expected him to, as far as like keeping it low key, being ready to meet Homelander. But he kept talking about basically trying to control Homelander and calling this the herd at the school. And Sister Sage didn't like that, so she actually ended up letting
Polarity
out to be able to basically get Godokin under control and essentially got him killed. But it was great. When Godokin ended up taking over Marie, that had me nervous. Because it's like, oh, this is going to be very bad for everybody in that room. But Polarity got there just in time to be able to shut that down. But yeah, it was really great. They even with the lead up going into the boys at the very end, they train, and God, I'm bad with names today. Starlight showing up. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm bad with names today. But Starlight and A-Train showing up was pretty good. I was telling my wife, like, yeah, Gen V is great. Yeah, you don't have to watch it to get ready for the final season of The Boys, but it would definitely help. So that's what we're definitely looking forward to it.
Wow.
Definitely looking forward to it. But what you got, Big J?
I just want to say R.I.P. to Doug. I mean, he had been in control for 30 years. He had about 45 minutes of freedom, even though he was in excruciating pain. And then Black Noir Part 2 just came in and just took him out. And he was having a moment with Polarity, talking about his son and Andre, how he was such a cool kid. Here's the thing: he was saying how he thought it was so funny when he peed in Godolkin's coffee, but I was like, but wasn't you drinking the coffee? You said that like that was a good thing. And she was happy about it.
I think he meant he peed in it before he started controlling them.
Sir, that was 1996.
I mean, he got to start from a time of controlling them, man. He control him his whole life.
I think so. I think after that,
that's probably one reason why he controlled it. Because, bro, you just pissed me off by peeing in my coffee. Like, you just randomly pick him out of nowhere like that.
Yeah, but
like, you peed in my coffee. I'm gonna control you for the next 30 years or whatever.
Like I said, I think it was good. Like I said, we did know. I had a feeling once they introduced Mimic's powers, the Mimic girl, when they talked about how she got, I was like, yep, she's gonna be important. And other than that, like I said, it was a great show. Now, it might be that I'm mad because he started doing the rounds this week and then he hollered at us about doing the show. You know what I'm saying? Because James Gunn been making the rounds on every other creator's show. But I think this is how you land a season 2 and still set up something for the future without pissing everybody off. Because I don't think anybody was upset with the way Gen V ended. I think everybody was excited compared to what we just saw the ending of an 8-episode show that was supposed to tie into a bigger universe. I'm just saying. I ain't hear no complaints
already, boy. Shots being fired.
Oh, okay, hold on. Did you see any negative about this show? Nah, everybody was happy. Everybody like, oh man, we pumped. We're gonna go see Gen V, Mexico, and we're gonna go see the show when they're going back to the 50s. Everybody ready to see all that. And season 5, even though I think Anthony Starr already leaked it, that's his last episode is in season 5. Said bye to the character.
He said a goodbye journal on Instagram or something.
So that's the thing. I mean, everybody looking forward to see what's about to happen next. And like I said, that's how you land the show. BA?
What you got?
I absolutely did not like the ending of that show. You said all that and you spoke for everybody but my black ass. I did not like the show. The beginning was great. The middle part was okay. And then it failed at the end for me. Started at the beginning. You're right. Shout out to Doug. We was just going on the Andre vibe and things. Shout out to the show for, I think they just switched most of the moments. Everything that you see with Polarity Senior was supposed to be Junior. Supposed to be Andre going to do all this stuff, and then he's making up for his father and all that. So the fact that they switched it and they kept it going, luckily they got the same power set, so it was okay. It was an easy switch. So that was they lucked out on that. But it's still a tragic situation what happened to Homeboy. But they did a good job. They did a very good job of keeping them in the show without being in the show. So Doug gets popped. Sorry, Doug. We all got to go someday. And you just watching this thing play out, and you seeing Sister Sage just fall in love with this guy that's a former or friends with or maybe had a past life as a Nazi. I'm like, man, he don't care about you. Like you don't see that. You don't know this. All that smarts. When emotions get involved, you mess up. That's what that is. That's your weakness. Everybody got weaknesses. You don't understand human emotion, I guess, from time to time. You can understand what human emotion goes for other people, but when it relates to you, you get thrown off. Your calculations get thrown off. So of course he wants his own thing. Of course he wants to upgrade himself. I like that. I was expecting him to walk through the campus and you can go, you can stay. And when I mean go, you can go. But he didn't do that. I like the fact that he had them in that training thing. I like that. I like the fact that he pretty much was doing what he told everybody else to do. He was a subject of his own teaching. Like, I need to put myself in an adverse situation and I got to see what I can do. So he did that. He was controlling multiple people instead of just 1 to 2 people. So he was literally doing the training for himself. So I was cool with that. Kate getting her powers the way she got it. I think that was whack. It was very anticlimactic. It was just like, I'm sorry, guys, I didn't mean to do that to you, Kate. Here you go. You're one of us now. And it was just that it was just, and then she didn't use the powers at all after that. It was just nothing she did after that. It was just like, she got it. Okay, all right. I guess I see you in season 5, maybe. He was in season 4. You might be in season 5.
She controlled the guard.
Say it again.
She controlled the guard to open the door up to let Marie in.
No, they could have.
Was that before or after?
That wasn't necessary.
That was she healed her, and then she controlled the guard to open the door to let Marie in. But that was the one time after the healing. So but you're right though.
They could have not.
It didn't do much.
She could have not done
so much.
I thought she would have like a
moment,
psychic,
some type of confrontation with the other psychic power dude, right? Like it was supposed to be something, and we didn't get that, so it is what it is. Shout out to the pause, the dimension butt guy, right? So he, the frat boy, right? So. You know, he had enough sense to say like, yo, this don't sound right, this don't seem right. And then he got part of the crew. I don't know how he's not a mainstay of the crew, but he's a part of the crew for that particular point in time. And got up in there, and they got up out of there. All of them got up out of there. No sanitation, no hand sanitizer, nothing. They just got up out of there.
Fresh up out of there.
So. I guess the ending was my problem with the ending is you do all this to build up Godokin, and I like it. We actually thought that it was somebody else other than maybe Marie and maybe Soldier Boy that can go toe to toe and his son. Go toe for toe with Homelander. Like you build him up to destroy him in the next episode. That's not who wants to see that. I hope and pray that he managed to transfer his conscience over to somebody else while his body died. I hope that he did that. I don't know who he did. I don't know who his mind is in right now, but I hope he's not gone because I think it's a waste. They did too good of a job to build up a villain just to kill him, just to pop him off like that. That was whack. Like it wasn't the fight scene was okay, but it was just like yo, I need to see him in with the boys. I need to see him further down the line. I need to see him somewhere else. So I just think that was they showed of that. I think they showed us of seeing what a true villain really is. Like this dude was a true villain. He was more villainous than Homelander. Like he was doing this stuff just for supremacy. Homelander is just an asshole at the end of the day. Excuse my language. And then he wants the superiority through that. Like no, this dude Godokin was having people dance uncontrollably while they was injured. Like he is a sick dude, man. And then they just got rid of him like that. So that's why I said I wasn't a fan of that. I wish it would have ended a little bit better. I wish it was ended a little bit more intrigued going into the next season, saying, well, where is he some kind of way? But we didn't get that. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm not a fan of how it ended.
What you about to say, Big J?
There is a theory about that he transferred his consciousness into the blonde dude, the Bushmaster's
That's
brother.
what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. That's the blonde. That if he transferred, that it went to the blonde because it makes so much sense.
They introduced him, and he really didn't do it.
You talking about Emma boyfriend?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. The one that fly.
Yep. And I'm okay with that. Just it has to be something. You can't just kill him off. And it's something to that because in the beginning of the show they show how resourceful he is when danger is around. He was literally about to get torched and he managed to get the V1. So that could be a precursor saying, well, when Ish about to hit the fan, he's going to find a way to survive. He's clearly about to meet his maker. He found a way to survive. And I'm okay with that because I think his name was Greg. I think that's the boyfriend name, Emma boyfriend.
I think so.
The flying dude. Mm-hmm. He's basically served. He served a purpose, but it was very little. It was very little what he did. So to get him to do more in a future series or something like that, I'll be okay with that.
Yeah, I'm on the same page with BA. Great show. I'm not gonna sit here and hoop and holler on the last episode. The last episode was okay. For Gen V season 1 and the boys standard, it was okay. We've seen some better endings in this series so far, or should I say in this franchise so far, other than this one. Yeah, like you said, man, it was some loose ends there that were kind of, when we got to the end, it was like, oh, so that's what the payoff was for. Um, yeah, like you said, I thought Kate was gonna do a little bit more. I thought that the boyfriend was gonna be some kind of like, he was gonna flip sides. Something we gonna come to find out, like, yo, he actually was on Godokin's side the whole time or whatever. He was being controlled or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, he really didn't serve a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, people kind of had that thought that maybe he was on Godokin's side or Godokin was controlling him, but that didn't last long. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I said, I and then like at the end, I thought that with Godokin's new powers, I thought it's gonna be a little bit more carnage. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was gonna be walking through the whole entire campus, like just taking folks out. You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, he took out like this little group of people. That was it. It's like that was it. Like, I thought it was gonna be more to it. You know what I'm saying? More carnage is gonna be a lasting result from what's going on at this school or whatever. And so, Marie, we saw what he ended up controlling her for a little bit, which is crazy. I'm like, why he didn't do that the whole time? So he telling me she had to like control him first for him to control her. Like, I didn't understand that connection, because the whole premise was that she was the only person that he couldn't control or whatever.
Well, that's the thing. He was trying to. That's
Bro.
the whole purpose of the class. When he brought everybody in, he was trying to
Correct.
push himself to the limits because he was not strong enough to control her or Homelander. And he figured if he could control her, he could control Homelander, because those are the only two Odessa babies.
Yeah.
So that's why he was like, when he realized, because remember before he said he could only control one at a time. That's why when he was doing Cypher, he was hopping from body to body, controlling people.
Mm-hmm.
But then he was like, so now when he was able to control, once she healed him, a whole room full of soups, even though there were lesser soups, he was like, okay. And you saw he was testing himself. That's the thing. That's why if you realize, he flipped the test. Remember the first time it was one of y'all pushed the red button, and then the test is over. But he was like, I'm going to push the red button. Because he was the one he was trying to test himself. And that's why he was walking through as he was still controlling everybody, making them all fight simultaneously. And you saw it, like his skin was bubbling and all that, because it was hurting, but he was walking slow because he was trying to get there to test himself. When he did, he was like, okay. That's why he was happy. He was like, okay. And then when she finally got in there, he was like, that's when he thought, okay, let me try it. And he tried it and it worked. And he was like, okay.
No. That's not what he said. What he said at first was, you like, just give me like an hour or two. Like, he even wasn't finished with his own trials. He wanted 1 or 2 more trials, but he was like, I'm getting close to it. And then throughout all that stuff, he said, well, I'm gonna try it. And it worked. Yep.
It's when he caught that second group in. So he continued his test or whatever. So you said that he's able to do that after he got all his full strength back. She healed him and all that.
I think he got stronger, and then even then that's what he was flexing his muscles, trying to see how much he could push himself. That's what he was trying to do, to see if he was ever. Yeah, he wasn't strong. Like I said, that's the thing. Like, he's all about training and improving the soups. So he was trying to work it on himself.
Shoot, I wonder if he's strong enough to stop if he was strong enough to stop Homelander.
That's what he was trying to get up to.
That was that.
Yeah, that's why he did the training. He was trying to get to that level.
Yeah, if he control Marie, the other Odessa Project subject, then I guess by law, if I control you, then I should be able to control Homelander. So that's where we was going with it, and then they just said, nope.
Yeah, to kind of piggyback what you said too, BA. I don't think that they moved his mind to another person, another conscious. And the reason why I'm saying that, because I think he would have kind of got some type of hint if that actually was the case, that he actually went into somebody. You know what I'm saying? If I would have showed like a little sliver or something, like a person kind of like slunched over or something, and kind of like looking up and smiling or something. I would have kind of gave you a hint, like, oh, hold on, did he actually die? Did he actually move his conscience over to somebody else? Like, we didn't get any type of hint of that possibly happening, because you're not the only person who said that. Like, my wife said that after the show.
Let me throw one more thing out.
Oh yeah.
The hair person, the person that can control her hair, right?
Bushmaster.
The
Bushmaster.
Do we know what happened to her? No, right? It was no post scene for her, correct? The mimic girl, was there a post scene for her? No, there was no post scene for her. The only other person besides Polarity that did get a post scene in some kind of way was the dude Greg, was the boyfriend. He didn't necessarily need that. They could have just left him just like they did the other two, because they was a group or whatever the case may be. No, they made sure they focus on him saying, "I'm going to stay here," and he said for his sister. So, if anything, Godoka might need to regroup himself. He would stay at the school to do so. Bro, I'm literally throwing this out there, hoping and praying that he's not dead.
No. Like I said, you trust me, Big. You are not the only person, bro. My wife was saying the exact same thing. She was like, "It's no way that's it. Like you built this guy up. You saw how episode 7 ended, where it's like, oh my god, like he about to just tear the whole school up. Then we get to 8, and it was just like that's it.
Yeah, man.
And so she was thinking kind of like, remember she brought up, remember Professor X did it in X3.
Yeah, that's what
how he like transferred his mind or whatever. But I was like, yeah, I can. I said, I don't think so, because like I said, usually when with the boys, if it's something like that's going to happen, they'll leave you a tiny hint or a clue that kind of gives you that idea that's going to happen. Like I said, like they showed the Greg dude talking to Polarity, and they kind of walk away, and they get kind of paying in on him, like turn around, do like the little smirk or whatever, like the professor did. Then when you be like, oh, hold on, is he alive? Is he in him now? Like we didn't really get any type of sliver of a clue that leads to that. You know what I'm saying? And so, and I don't even know if the professor had got to that point where he was strong enough to even do that, where he can kind of move his consciousness with his body completely dead or whatever. I don't even know if we got to that point yet. But no, like I said, you're not the only one, BA. Like I said, you're not the only one. I saw a bunch of people saying like, no, there's no way that's how that ended with him. Just we're done now.
Yeah.
You know. But you know the thing about something though, like BA was saying though, look at the people, because before Homelander thought he's indestructible, he's the strongest thing. Now we got Marie, we got Ryan, we got Billy, who could possibly take him out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and we got Soldier Boy. So it's like, how many people do we need? Soldier Boy can take out. You can take him out.
Yeah, no, I thought he was dead. I'm tripping. They got him.
He was crowd freeze. Yeah, so like, so how many people do we need that could potentially take out Homelander? You know what I mean? I still think season 5 at some point is going to be some kind of team up. Either his daddy going to turn on him again, or Ryan's going to turn on, because everybody thought Ryan was going to be the one to take him out for the longest. Do we need 7 people that could take out Homelander? You know what I'm saying?
You said the 7. The new 7.
I'm just saying.
But they're gonna. So y'all don't know if y'all heard the news that Maria and all of them are going to actually be in Gen V too. Yeah, so because they're part of the Resistance and all that stuff. So we're gonna see them again. So I'm guessing with them being in Gen V, in the boys, I'm guessing that's going to be the end of Gen V now.
No, they said they said it could be a season 3. They said it depends on the viewership of season 2, and the boys season 5 will determine if there's a Gen V season 3.
Yeah, we got to see how season 5 ends, because season 5 supposed to be that's it. Like, because remember their goal in season 5 and them is to get rid of the soups. Like, they're gonna drop that virus. They got these antidotes and all that stuff. They're trying to literally get rid of the soups. And I'm like, how are you going to continue Gen V? Because Gen V is playing off of the boys, which this season going to be the last season.
Marie could potentially heal the virus.
I guess, man.
Dude, she got
it. Die trying.
She gonna die, BJ?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think no. The thing is, huh?
You never want nobody to die.
That's BA. Everybody. That's why BA was mad, because everybody didn't die in that episode 8. He was like, he thought there was gonna be about 40 people dead on the floor.
No, but
there would be at least 10 to 15 more deaths.
But yeah, it was. He's right. I agree with that.
I expected that.
Yeah, because especially with, like I say, the way episode 7 ended, he making it seem like, oh, I'm finna wipe everybody out. You're like, oh, okay. He's about to be carnage. Like I said,
the way the finale ended in season 1.
Yeah, like you think you're like, yo, hold on.
Homelander took out like 20 bodies.
Oh, you're talking about dudes.
Bodies.
Man, that's what I'm saying. I thought there was gonna be more to it too, man. I'm with you, bro. Like I said, instead of him saying, like, we're gonna take you out group by group, bro, you only called in like one group. You didn't even get the group 2 yet.
That's because I'll tell you, that's because he changed his mind. He went from, let me try and do this Cull and Herd. He's like, forget them. He's like, I need to level myself up. So he changed it, and that's where Sister Sage was like, whoa, you changing the plan? Because even the Cull and Herd thing wasn't part of her plan. and that's why she did it. She did.
Did okay? They don't normally do it, but is Sage pregnant? Are we gonna speculate on
I've
that?
been wondering that. Too. If
The condoms comment.
Is that why you think
I've been wondering.
That why you think she kind of like fell for him and
They
all
don't
that?
say nothing for a reason. Not he said like yo he rawed it. He raw dogged it. So it's a possibility.
Hold on, it's Doug, baby, man. Don't do that.
No, he did too though. After he was,
Doug, man.
well, he was eating, whipping his face on
when he was eating and all that. Yeah, he got a couple rounds in from the looks of it. My man was living good over there for a second.
I mean, it's just
Bro,
the
talking about trying to move in with homeboy. She wanted him to move in with her.
Bro, I wonder what's her. I wonder what her plan is. I'm confused.
Once you go Nazi,
she's gonna be tattooing swastikas on her forearm next. But no, I was just wondering what her goal is, because that part I understand. Like, are you using him to go against Homelander? Like, what was the plan here? Because she never really says her plan. She always just says like, just stick to the plan or whatever, right? Like, but what is the plan?
The actors don't even know. She said in interviews this week. She said she has no idea.
You don't know.
She said she's got like 4 different ideas what the plan could be, but they had never told her the plan.
I need her to find out the plan. Let us know what the plan is, because that's all we heard was the plan. Okay, what's that plan? The plan.
She don't like.
No, I don't.
She don't like humans. We know that.
I can't tell. She better have one move up in the house.
It's something anti-humans, pro soup, but that's about all we know.
Oh, the Godot wasn't human.
No. She's anti-human. She don't like humans.
I don't know. He said
she's pro. She's definitely she's pro soup. So she was with the dude that was 100% pro soup in a sense, maybe too much. And then, like I said, he went rogue and did his own thing. So
I'm sure she's not like. I thought she did pro control.
I think she has a vendetta because you remember her. She kind of came up with some type of cured cancer for her grandmother, and the doctor said, "No, that ain't right." So she had an axe to grind ever since then. So,
but think about it. Every time she's tried to entrust a man with her plan, they screw it up, and then that's where she moved on. Like I said, Homelander screwed. No, seriously, because Homelander screwed her over.
Be the bad guy, BJ.
No, I'm talking about in her mind.
I'm in my feelings now, BJ.
No,
because she hate men.
She fell in love with the dog. You could tell she was like, when she was looking like, oh,
he was the only one that can match her
intelligence,
her thought process, her intelligence. Yeah.
So she was like, oh, finally somebody I could actually have a conversation.
Cheated, but okay.
She was. Wait a minute, is she Boy Cavalier of this show? She wanted to have an interesting conversation.
Was there an eyeball involved?
I mean, I'm sure somebody's eyeball popped out their head. Like,
you know. But hey, y'all, let's go ahead and get to the Kaioken rating of this show. Cuz, man, what you giving this rating, the Kaioken rating of 1 to 10, man?
Giving it a strong 8. Fun show to watch continuously. There's a lot going on. I also might do a rewatch right before The Boys final season drop, just to be ready for it.
When they drop?
Great question. I'm not sure. I was just prepared for it because I know once it is.
Why do I feel like that's coming out soon, bro? Is it like I want to say, is it like March or something? Look, I said why BJ looking it up.
There's no release date yet.
No, really? I thought they had a release date. They didn't have they didn't have a trailer, did they?
No, they said they wrapped production in July.
Yeah.
So
it's gotta be early 2026, bro.
Depends.
Think it'd be that close? Was what he was?
Okay. Like, I think it really just depends on the. Hold on, let's see. What is this?
It just says 2026.
I could have sworn I heard a date.
Yeah, they just said 2026. Production is already wrapped, but they don't have a date yet.
Yeah.
So we didn't talk about a date on the show. I thought we could. Okay, I'm tripping.
Nope. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm going to have to do a rewatch just to get ready for it. So we never dropped.
Yeah. What you think, BJ? What you got?
Like I said, I'd give it an 8.75. You know, I thought it was pretty solid. I like the good amount of action. I like the production value. Like I said, I know it's one of those stories that they had to change the story because of Chance Perdomo's death and rework it with his father, like we said. So I think they did a pretty good job of pivoting without destroying the whole story.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought that because I mean I was hearing those stories about how they were gonna like do the show without him, and I'm like, I don't know how this gonna work because he was like one of the main characters, like him and Marie was like two main characters or whatever. So I'm like, I don't know how this gonna work, but like BA said, they worked it pretty well, man. So and with respect to him, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause they like you said, it still made him like a focal point of the show, even with him not being there. So
And the scenes with Emma and her dad and his dad, it was hilarious too. Like all the interactions was funny. You know,
they were.
Yeah.
What
It
you
made
got?
it awkward.
it was very awkward. Like when she was naked in that room and the
Oh
farm,
yeah.
he was like, he looked like what the.
What you got, BA? Uh-oh.
With all things considered,
Uh-huh.
basically we got two very good villains on the same show, from Cypher to Godokin himself. I actually like Godokin, the refurbished
Cypher
one,
version.
and then I like the Cypher
Yep.
Doug as well. Like you just said, the fact that they switched it and Sean Patrick Thomas did a hell of a job. I hope he stays with the Gen V some kind of way. I think
he's gonna be
he
in there
did
too.
better than what Andre would have done, and that's no shot to Andre. But I think he nailed the polarity, especially that one scene when he stopped Cypher the first time and then pushed him out the window. That was a scene, man. And yeah. So that being said, I'm not gonna let the ending straight drop it for me like Peacemaker. So I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna give it a 9. It was a 9 up until that last point. I'm just gonna keep it there.
So you being generous, huh? Then can you
I'm
change
being a little
Peacemaker to a
generous.
10, sir? Change Peacemaker to a
Absolutely
10,
not.
BA.
No, sir.
Why you hating? Why you hating?
What I was about to say
No,
though.
sir.
So when you brought something up, BA, that just I was thinking about it. So the part where he caught Cypher's hand and he was looking all shocked. Do y'all think that was that split moment that actually was Doug? Where he was like kind of shocked, like,
No.
"Oh, you saved me!" Like, no, you think that was okay?
No.
Think that was Cypher.
I think a dog. I'm like, what the?
Oh, okay.
I mean,
never happened to him before.
Godokin explained it in the next show. I mean, he mentioned a lot of technical terms, some polarity, this and magnetic field in your brain or something like that. He explained it. So that's what polarity did. So yeah, no, it was all polarity, and yeah, it was no Doug in that.
I'm gonna give it an 8. Like you said, the season finale was not as bad as Peacemaker's season finale compared to its show or whatever, right? So, like I said, I know BA didn't like it. I thought it was okay. I was expecting more from the way they hyped it up after the episode 7. Like I said, I thought that Godokin was gonna walk through there and just start, because remember, he also, without looking at a piece of paper, he literally knew everybody that was in that room. Like, oh, you son, so your power, this and that and this. You did this and that and this on Tuesday at 3:00 or whatever. Like, he knew everything about these folks. My wife was like, how you know so much about him? It's like, because he's been studying these kids for so long, and he's actually looking for the strongest of the strong. Which is why he knows so much about them. Which is why he single-handedly picked out that group to come in there to test his powers on or whatever. And so that's why I was like, I kind of thought that he was just gonna walk through that field, because when we saw him walk through the field at the end of episode 7, I'm like, yo, he about to just go here and just, oh, that's Brian. His power is to, make his fingers turn around. Well, kill you. That suit, she make up, her hair can stand up on his own, kill you or whatever. Like, that's what I thought he was gonna do, just walk through and just like automatically start killing. That would have made it more. Matter of fact, that would have been. Y'all think about it. That would have been on par with the last episode of season 1 of Gen V. That would have been on par. Remember that episode was crazy. Everything was just going chaotic, and folk was all kind of stuff happened until Homelander came in there and calmed the masses or whatever. But yeah, I thought it was gonna be on that level, like season 1 of that. Season 1. What's up, BJ? What you think? What's going on?
Y'all forgetting. So okay, that man has spent, what is it, almost 60 years without eating anything except some some pureed slush, and he ain't touched no woman except through Hamish Linklater. So he had things to do before he got to the killing and the culling and the training. He said, I need to go handle priorities. First you got to eat, then you got to do the other thing. Then we go get to the rest of all that stuff. He knew what he knew what's important.
Hey, listen, and once you're done with that, he got he got out the bed and said, well, I'm about to go have a class or whatever. He should have been like, I'm about to go walk the yard or whatever. Go on down there and start just wiping folks out or whatever, right? That's what he should have been doing, man. Now, no, hey guys, come on in here. I'm gonna send this email out for you guys to come meet me at this. No, bro. You probably coming in here just walking through folks out here. You're like, yo, somebody come stop this guy. Kids running, screaming, panic all over the place. The Gen V team come in there and they do their thing or whatever. That's what I kind of was expecting, but
wouldn't Homelander would have showed up though if he'd have did it like he did in the first season? Yeah, Homelander would have straight up, and he probably would have murked him. So that's probably why.
That's I mean, he probably did the same. Yeah, probably did the same thing. That would have been like he would have tried to control him, find out he can't control him, and then like, oh, and then all of a sudden Homelander hit him with that the heat vision or whatever. Like something like that, you know what I mean? Like he should have been living more climatic, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, it is what it is, bro. I'm fine with it. But yeah, y'all ready to get to the next subject here, man? Let's get to this main topic, fellas. So check this out, man. James Gunn out here, man, saying on if there's plans for another DCU slate or Comic-Con reveal. So James Gunn, like BJ said earlier, the cat was doing a world tour out here, man, like he's Stephen A. Smith out here. Pretty much going on different podcast stuff, pretty much talking about the plans moving forward with the DCU. So I know people are like, the plans keep changing. It's like, yo, plans change, man, depending on what, things that presented at that time. Like you have the right to change your mind, to change things depending on how things go. Like a certain show goes a certain way that you weren't expecting. Okay, we're going to lean toward that a little bit more, whatever, right? Or that character or whatever. So I understand all that. He was talking about the fact that like I said, there was a lot of questions surrounding Peacemaker and all that stuff. There's questions surrounding the use of what was it? The Salvation run or whatever, how he's going to adapt that and all that stuff. So let me read a couple of these real quick, man, that we can get y'all thoughts on this. So check this out. So you have to be kind of always ask yourself, what is it that's worth spending money on? This is what he's talking about with the whole Comic-Con thing. He said it's the hard thing. I can read today. Hold on, let me start over. So you have to kind of always ask yourself what it is that's worth spending money on. The hard thing is for me is I just don't have much time, which I believe him. Since I live in Georgia, I'm going to fly out to Comic-Con for these days. It could be spent on doing other drafts of Man of Tomorrow. What matters to me at the end of the day is quality. He also says this. He says, I think it's a case-by-case basis. It just depends on the situation. Sometimes you really benefit from going to Comic-Con and spending millions of dollars of selling an idea, especially when you have a great trailer. And he says, but other times I post a picture of a cover of a screenplay on the Instagram for $0, and it's equally effective. It's just as much as press. So I'm gonna get y'all's opinion on this, fellas. Cuz, what you think about this, man? Well, I know we kind of talked about it before, man. The fact that we wish that they would go to Comic-Con more, but I think Comic-Con is being used less and less to market whatever movie or show that they're trying to do. But what do you think about this, man? Do you think that he should start going to Comic-Con? Are you cool with the way that they're doing it, or what's on your mind,
man? One thing I've said before is that I hate that the studios end up having their own thing, kind of like the D23 and whatnot. I do want him to go back to Comic-Con. I think it just helps with the nerddom, also just overall just culture to build, especially as they're building up the universe. I feel like this going to Comic-Con will help. I do understand that it does affect him coming up with other drafts and things like that, but that's also where it's important to have other people on board, having other writers, having other creatives to offset that too, or offload it too. because with you being a studio head, I think being a studio head going to Comic-Con is more important than for you being doing another redraft or another draft of Man of Tomorrow, because you're the studio head. If you're the director, yes, doing another draft is important, but still you want to start to build up the hype, build up the excitement for your movie. Being a director, being a studio head, you want to build up the excitement of your new universe, of these movies that's coming out. So I understand that he's trying to balance out the time and the money, but that's going to Comic-Con is what builds up a lot of that excitement. Doing it for free, just posting on yeah, and everything. Yeah, it's a thing, but that's also removing a lot of the fandom from it as well. A lot of the fandom is being able to do stuff right there, like in your face, going to the movie theater, going to see, going to Comic Con and see going to exhibit, see, hall see and stuff like that. The different exhibits. It's just part of it, and I think just doing these social media posts cheapens it, not just for the cost of it, but for the fandom as well. So I'm pro. Go back to take your butt back to Comic Con, even if it's in Vegas instead of San Diego. Big J.
You know, it'd be cool if you had two studio heads where one could focus on production and the other one can do all the promotion. You know, like if one of the guys had produced movies like Aquaman, Shazam, The Suicide Squad, you know what I'm saying, the Conjuring series, if he had a track record of producing big Hollywood hits and knew how to interact with people, you know, like if you had two of those guys, it'd be real cool where you could send one to do that while the other one's still finishing scripts, you know what I'm saying, doing the creative part. But since that they don't have that apparently at DC, I guess he just gotta sit at home. But also I think it's just a matter. One, I think they're trying to save money because, like I said, everybody, all the studios are trying to cut costs. I think they're trying to save money also with the light of what the possibility of what's going on because they want to keep their heads down. But with with the sale, but then the other thing you also got to think about is it is free publicity, and that's one other thing like we talked about before. Even not trying to always compare the two, but I wish Kevin Feige would talk more to the press. Like if Kevin Feige would get out there and say stuff like, "Hey, this is the stuff we're working on," and give some hints to the fans to keep fans engaged and hyped up. It doesn't cost you any money if he went on and posted a 10-second clip of him talking instead of just always the actors. Because once again, Kevin Feige actor, he don't realize he's a celebrity now. Just like Robert Downey Jr. is, everybody knows Kevin Feige. Everybody knows Kevin Feige is the guy behind the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And when he talks, everybody pays attention. So if he goes out there and lays out a plan, or he just says, "Hey, we're working on this, we're excited to talk about this," people get excited. It's just like I said, he needs to also utilize other forms instead of, "Okay, everybody be secret, everybody be secret. We're going to just have big surprises and wait until," like, nah, dude, talk, keep people engaged because people going to start finding stuff to get involved in. But I think that they could have easily done this whole thing of splitting the two if they really want to. But I just think it's a money thing at this point. BA.
You muted.
Yeah, when it comes to James Gunn and the fact that he's having this type of he's tempering expectations when it comes to that. I'm thinking it has something to do with his contract more than anything else. His contract isn't renewed yet, and he knows that he has a finite time. So he's like, "Look, I might need to push some of these things out here. The last thing I want to do is go to the Comic-Con and spend days or whatever the case may be, resources for this. Those resources can come back to me some kind of way. I can spin off of this and have more people. I might need, hey, if you bring in a writer, bring that right over here. He don't need to go to there, whatever the case may be. So I think he's using that for himself to get the product out and still manage the quality of it. I think that's very important for that. So I'm glad that he's taking precedent over that. I don't necessarily need to see him at Comic-Con. I don't know about you guys. I don't need to see him there. So the fact that it's nice, but if he's saying like, "Yo, I'm working," like that's what I'm doing. then I'm for it. When I heard him say that in all those interviews, of people that don't look like us, I was like, yo, that's very good that you said that. Other people should probably focus just as much as you're doing. You got other people that would have been like just in the limelight, you know what I'm saying? So I like the fact that he's focusing in on what he needs to do, and he's taking he lets that be the priority versus anything, versus getting cheered. Like, you gotta think to just anybody's regular, even a regular human, a regular guy off the street, like, people love and admiration. Like he's saying no to that. I'd rather work than get applauded by the hundreds that's in the crowd. Like, that's pretty cool. Like, on an ego level, like, a lot of guys don't have that. So they're not as selfless like that. So I'm for it. I was definitely, when I heard that, I was very refreshed, just as being a fan again, because he threw me off, Peacemaker. He threw me off. I was like, James Gunn, and I somewhat trust, but when I heard him say all that stuff, it was like, okay, cool. I'm fully back to in James Gunn we trust.
Hashtag in somewhat we trust. No, I agree with BA. I was gonna say the same thing as BA. You said, look, man, Comic-Con does not hold the same weight as it used to. Do I wish it did? Yeah, I do. I can thank the pandemic for that. Also, too, there's a lot of factors I think that a lot of these studios are starting to understand. James Gunn didn't show the Superman trailer at Comic-Con. Just released it online. That's how you got the buzz for the movie. So you don't have to necessarily have Comic-Con or nothing else. Or, oh my God, nothing's going to get out there. Like he said, he showed a picture of the cover of his screenplay and the internet went crazy. So he's 1,000,000% right. The guy is busy. And he kind of go off what you just said too, Big J. Yeah, they do got 2 studio heads. But when you think of DC, who do you think of? I'm guaranteeing you, if you just walk on the streets and people ask people about DC who kind of fairly into this and know a little bit about it, they're going to say James Gunn. Nobody's going to mention Peter Safran, because a lot of people don't know that. Unless you like we doing right now, we know Peter Safran, yes, but a lot of people don't know who Peter Safran is. You know what I'm saying? So for him to say, oh, just let him go represent, it's not going to be the same. Like you just said, James Gunn is now a celebrity. Kevin Feige is a celebrity. Those guys are the face of their studios. So if you're going to want somebody to come there and speak to you about what's going on with those studios, you're going to want those guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as I like Brad Winderbaum, if he was to go there and represent Marvel at Comic-Con, people going to be like, oh, okay, that's cool. Where's Kevin Feige at? Like, I want Kevin Feige to explain to me what's going on with Marvel, right? And so that's why I say, like, with him, and for him, everything he said in this quote, I 1,000,000% agree with him. You want to know why? Because we've seen it firsthand. We know that he's hands-on. We know that he's out here writing. We know he's one out here producing all this content and stuff. So we know he's busy. So when he says that, yo, I'm busy, I ain't really got time to be going to Comic-Con like that, I believe him. We know. We see it for ourselves that you're busy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I say, like, I'm not mad at him not going to Comic-Con. Would I like him to go to Comic-Con? Yeah, of course. I would like Comic-Con to be back in his old glory days. But I think we kind of realized after the pandemic, because matter of fact, nobody gets on Marvel like that when they don't show up to Comic-Con. When last time Marvel showed up to Comic-Con? I mean, they do. Yeah, they do, BJ. You're right. But I'm just saying, like, when last time they went to Comic-Con, though, right? So, I mean, it's not just James Gunn them not doing it. Like, a lot of studios aren't doing it. Like, this Comic-Con, this past not New York, but this past summer Comic-Con, it wasn't buzzing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just not. It don't have that same feel to it like it used to, man. Because now there's different avenues to get the product out now. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when you got James Gunn going onto these podcasts telling you what's going to happen, that's a whole lot cheaper than me going, like he said, spending millions of dollars to get these productions together for a 3-day weekend or whatever. And so I'm not mad at him not going to Comic-Con. As long as I know he out here putting that work in, man, and trying to give us fire content, I'm cool with that, bro. Either way, we gonna get the content regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like, either gonna be on the internet, he gonna be on the podcast, he gonna post something on Twitter, whatever it is, we're gonna get the content. So I'm not tripping on it either way. But hey, if he does go to Comic-Con, I'm cool with that. If he don't, I'm not losing no sleep, man. So because Comic-Con does not have that same effect that it used to. Because that's what people used to use to get the buzz out there. Like I said, now there's different avenues to where you can do that now, to where you don't have to focus on this one and spend money on to do that when you can do it for free. So,
and then you also don't want to get jammed up for saying, I got this project and this project, and things change and you don't have those projects anymore. You know, plans fall through. Yep. You're gonna have everybody that will ever interview you. Hey, you said you had this at May 2026. What happened with that? So
Yep.
He's honestly probably doing it the best way, to be honest with you.
Because matter of fact, speaking going back off of that too, BA, what you just said. How many times we seen him go on these different podcasts in the last like maybe year or so and telling you that those plans are changing gradually, right? They're constantly changing. Now we're starting to hear that they're going to rewrite the Batman Brave and the Bold because the idea he had at first is not the same idea he have right now. Because like I said earlier, things are changing within that. It's, like I said, nobody expected like a Mr. Terrific to be popular, right? Nobody was expecting a TV show or a movie of him coming out or whatever. Now they're talking about doing that. So things are going to change gradually as time goes on. So you're going to change accordingly to what's going on at that time. So that's why I said, like, hey, I'm cool with it, man, because we know this man out here working. It's not like he does, every time you look up, he ain't doing nothing, he chilling or whatever. Like, nah, bro, we know this dude grinding. He constantly throwing out content or whatever and screenplays or whatever. Dude sitting on this toilet writing a whole entire 5 movies or whatever. So that's why I said, like, yo, we good, y'all. We good. I'm cool with whatever decision they decide to make over there, as long as he giving us fire content. All right, y'all, let's move to this next one here. So check this out. So James Gunn says Darkseid won't be the big bad here in the DCU. So let me see here. This is what he said, y'all. Said Zach did it. It's so cool in his way, and because Thanos and Marvel. Sound familiar? Somebody said. But fellas, BJ, what is on your big J mind out here, man? Are you cool with the fact that we might not be getting Darkseid anytime soon?
No, I think that's cool. I think we did talk about it. That this is a time to explore some of the other villains and see what's going on from there, instead of recycling the same few folks we've seen that's introduced. Like I said, the Brainiacs and some of these other villains. Like I said, Bizarro, because we throw that in there, and even some of the like I said, the more street level. I mean, like I said, BA wants to see Condiment King. I mean, I'm sure we can see that pop up in one of these episodes. You know what I'm saying? With the mustard and the ketchup squirting everybody. So
listen, man, I want to see Condiment King versus Kite, man, bro. That's what I want to see.
Hey, that'd be a fight for the center. That should be like a two-part movie. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's an Avenger level movie right there, bro. I know what you're talking about.
That's what I'm saying. You got to do the first part of the battle when one of them lose, and he rattles and comes back, get his condiment-proof kite, and comes back to fight.
It's like condiment-proof kite. This kite don't stain, man. You know what I'm
saying? Good Teflon treated. Some what's that stuff that you spray off fabric? When it wash out. That's what you do.
Oh yeah, like fall off with. Yeah. Oh man.
What you got, BA?
We went too long on Condiment King. No, for this particular situation, I'm just I don't believe him. I think this is one of the things where I don't believe him. I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, stop calling this man a liar, man.
He be lying, man. Or plans change and then things develop later on. You know what I'm saying? And like, yo, we're not going to go through a Salvation run and not have Darkseid a part of it. Like it's come on, man. We already don't have Joker a part of it. How many villains you going to have? How many villains you going to introduce? So like, where are we going with it then? Like, who else is doing all this stuff? Like, you want to introduce somebody else? I mean, you could, but it's like now you got to answer that, right? Like, you don't. If you just got someone looking over it and it's freaking Darkseid, that's one of the main bad guys. Like, it's okay to redo. How you redoing Superman, but you don't want to redo Darkseid? Like, I don't get it. Like, it's all right, you know what I'm saying? So I just have issues with that. I know that's his boy when he talking about Steiner and everything like that, but you redoing all the other guys, you redoing all the other superheroes. You got to redo some of the villains too. It's okay, especially the main one or one of the main ones. I don't like it, so we'll see what happens. But I think he's lying. I honestly do. I think things are going to be development, and they're going to say, guess what, Darkseid's coming. So there you go. That's it. And then we're going to be like, oh my God, he just said what he said. Okay. Yeah.
2-hour
I'm
video
just saying that he's doing it now. He just didn't tell everybody else yet.
What you got, cuz?
I like it. As mentioned before, yeah, give time to build up other villains, other big bads, to draw people in. Let Darkseid be that overencompassing figure. Yeah, I think you can mention him in this, but uh, not necessarily uh, because of you going with the salvation, but he doesn't need to be the big bad right now. You could say just throw here and say there's something else nefarious happening as far as controlling salvation. But as far as him being like truly in the big bad, I'm good with it. Give it time, let it develop. Just because with him, you will want a lot more superheroes around once he comes about. Uh,
Yeah.
and I think at that point you'll have a fully fleshed out universe. At that point, uh, you have all these characters happening, all these different stories, and then bam, he will be that end point for a lot of it. So I'm okay with it not happening right now for sure.
Yeah, I agree with Cuz, man. I said that, like, y'all know I've been champion for the new guys. I've been championing them for a while. There were two ideas. It was an idea I kind of had on how they could kind of pencil in Darkseid. But let me start with this. I agree. I what he said in that quote, that's what I kind of said a few shows ago when I said that I don't think they're gonna have Darkseid yet because they literally just had him within the DCEU. Then on top of that, we just saw Thanos. So I think they're gonna kind of get that a little bit of time. And with him being like Hood said, the overarching bad guy, that's something you kind of build up towards that, and then you hit them with a dark side, right? Like you kind of let other things play out first. Like I said, there's so many other, like BJ said, there's so many other bad guys that you can build up towards until you get to that. BA, you do have a point. I was kind of wondering that too because he is like the main guy when it comes to Salvation Run. So if we're not getting the true adaptation of Salvation Run, we're not getting Dark Side at all yet. Then what's because something is there. We heard at the end of Peacemaker, there's something there. How did that get there? Who's over that? Right? We got to find out all that stuff. And so I think they're gonna probably kind of change some things up. I'm hearing rumors of the center and all that stuff. I don't think it's the center because the center's on Earth, so I don't see him being in a whole different dimension or whatever. I don't see that. Man, I could be wrong. They're changing up some other stuff with the whole Salvation Run. They could add that as I'm just saying. But yeah, no. So this is what I was thinking. How they can kind of you work your way up to Dark Side. If you remember the Superman the animated series, you saw how they didn't just all of a sudden have Darkseid just show up all of a sudden, right? They had these different situations where eventually all those situations that was happening, it ended up leading up to Darkseid. Calibat coming there, picking a fight with Superman. Stephen Wolf, not Stephen Wolf, not this I cannot think of the dude's name. He was coming there, he was giving Intergang their weapons or whatever, right? Like you can implement Intergang here in this universe and be like, yo, how to get these weapons that's able to kind of like hurt Superman or whatever. And then that can kind of lead to Dark Side or whatever, right? Like you got these different ways that you can kind of like sprinkle in these hints of Dark Side without giving you Dark Side yet. So you still have that Dark Side type of feel looming over the universe. Because also in that interview, James Gunn said that they're not going to do the new guys yet, which that broke my heart. And he said other than the Mr. Miracle show, he said that's the only thing. But other than that, they're not going to really touch the new guys yet. Which, like I said, I think that's a huge miss. I'm not saying just make the new guys the overarching story, or whatever here in this, but kind of sprinkle some of them in. Like, let's see Orion could come down and help with something or whatever. Like I said, Big Barter's on Earth with Mr. Miracle or something. You know what I'm saying? Like something they could sprinkle these ideas of like the new guys and Dark Side in a creative way without you saying, here's Dark Side. Like, you know what I mean? Like work up to that. Like, yo, we see this guy here. This came from Apocalypse. He's from Apocalypse. He's from New Genesis or whatever. Like, what is going on here? Then bam, to hit you with Dark Side later on down the line or whatever. So that's why I kind of was hoping that they were going to do, but it seemed like he's like Cuz said, I think he's slowly, it's like kind of like a slow burn. He's slowly building this universe up by building these characters up and making it character driven, and then they're gonna hit you with the big stuff later on or whatever. Now I don't know how long down the line it's gonna be. It might be 10 years, y'all. I don't know. Maybe 10, 11, 12 years down the line. I don't know, but it just don't seem like we're gonna be getting him anytime soon. Which part of me is cool with it. Just make a good product, but the other part of me is like I do want to see at least some type of new God here in this universe in some shape, form, or fashion. So, but let's see what we got next, y'all. Check this out. Oh, that's another. I thought we had another one for that one. Oh, okay. Let's look at this one. So, official casting announcement for DCU's Batman could come in a few months. So, according to old Andy Muschietti, man, they said I think he was also on a podcast. He's attached to be the director still of Batman. We're gonna talk about that here in a little bit. Yeah, I think we'll be getting any type of news soon here. Maybe sometime at the end of this year of a Batman casting news. What you think on that, BA?
Yes, I think we're going to get some type of casting. Somebody's going to get hired for this joint. And I think we got 2 months. That's a long time. We got 2 months before the end of the year is out. So I definitely think we're going to get. I'm gonna say between 1 to 3 official castings for this particular thing. I agree. Like I said, I'm very interested in James Gunn. I'm very interested in his contract. I'm very interested in seeing if he's trying to push certain projects now that he doesn't have his contract extension yet. His contract is up in 2026. Just like with anything else, like, hey, I need something. But until then, I'm going on. Let's push some ideas up because these are my kind of pretty much my ideas. So I think Batman is going to get a push up to the front. I'm not saying it's going to be out before nobody else's. I'm just saying that it's going to get some high priority versus other projects, especially other projects that are already in the work, if not done, like the Supergirls of the world and things like that. I think it's Man of Tomorrow and Batman. I think those are the two things that has his attention right now.
What you got, Cuz?
I agree. By end of the year, I think we'll hear that Brandon is the new Batman. So that's what I'm looking forward to. It's been long overdue. It's been slow walking, this Brave and the Bold. And yeah, it's time to start getting some updates with it. So yeah, I think it'll be casting. I think they will have a better idea of the flow of it as well, or the expectations of it. So yeah, I think it's going to be pretty major, and it'll be coming at the by the end of the year.
What you got, Big J? Go ahead, hit that negativity. Man, what's going on?
I saw the my eyes roll.
BJ said, "No, man. Next 5 years."
Well, no. So I think where that came from, he wasn't on the podcast. He was at some event with like his wife or girlfriend or something, and he looked like he was having way too much fun. And somebody asked him about it. He was like, "Oh, you hear something in the next couple months," and he looked like, "Oops," kind of thing. And so I think people started running with that. But like I said, I don't know. I don't know if that means it's casting or that means that they, got the script finally approved or, and they're going to start production. But, so I don't know what all that could mean.
Let me ask you a question on that, Big J.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna get the news of the script first or Batman cast? Or like BJ, like BA said, not necessarily, he going to be Batman. I'm saying like we going to get the finalists, right? Like these are 3 guys you're looking at. We're going to have an idea of who they're looking at in the next 2 months. Or we're going to get the script news first.
James Gunn don't seem to work like that though, because even when like the other castings, he just picks somebody. Like from what I've seen,
Well, no, see, he said that they're actually going to do auditions. They're going to be starting auditions for Batman because he said that on that. Because people kept saying it's going to be Brendan Sklenar. He's like, it's a. They said he got it down to I think it's like 5 or 6 people or whatever. And he said, but they're going to have to audition for that part. They don't have a lock on anybody yet.
But I mean, just like what they did with Superman. I mean.
Yeah,
I don't know if we heard all the people who tried out, and even what's the name said like they were sending videos and all that stuff. So
yeah, because matter of fact, it was rumors that what's the boy name that played Lex Luthor? I'm blanking.
Oh, Nicholas Hoult.
Thank you, Nicholas Hoult. He was a favorite to be it, and then they said later on they came out and said they went back and re-auditioned David Cornsweet, and that's when that news started picking up that he could possibly be Superman. So yeah, they had other people that they auditioned for that part.
No, I'm sure they did. Like I said, no, I know because even when David Cornsweet said, he was saying that they were doing auditions like initially he said they were sending videos, like they were doing readings at home and sending in the videos and all that to determine, who got to be and then they had him come in for a live reading with
Other people.
the other woman, the woman who did Lois, Miss Maisel. I forgot her name.
Yeah,
Rachel
Rachel
Brosnahan.
Brosnahan. Yeah.
Yeah, they brought her in, and then they sat together and they did a reading together, and that's when they were like, okay. But so like I said, I don't know if he's got like if he makes it public like these are the people I like, or people are all speculating. Just like I said, people look at who he hangs with and they think, oh, who he's following on social media, and they think, oh, that means this. He said he liked watching this TV show. That must mean that, I'm like, that don't necessarily mean that. He might just mean he liked that TV show. You know what I mean?
I think it's to the point now that it might just mean he just might like that TV show. I'm with you on that. Because like I said, back then, a lot of those people that he cast in those parts, he did say that he's like, yeah, I saw him in blah blah blah. This is why I kind of like I had an idea. It's like, oh, he can fit my character in this movie or this show or whatever. So, but yeah, now I think it is more of like, I like this show, like, you know what I'm saying. So people look at in the show like, okay, that guy right there, he could be Jimmy Olsen, like, but no, man, like I just like the show. Like, no, you watching it because which is kind of on him because, like I said, that's how he was casting kind of people back in the day or whatever. So.
Yeah, because even like the Jimmy Olsen guy, that dude, I don't remember him being on nothing else. But until he, like,
yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff.
Well, I mean, he's been in a lot of stuff, but as far as like recently, it's like I can't really think off the top of my head what he's been in.
I think he just fixed what he fixed, and even like, and the fun thing with James Gunn too is like we've seen with both was the Red Saint Wild character and Vigilante, that he's not scared to reverse track. Like if you cast somebody and they even start shooting, he's like, yeah, this ain't working. Nothing with you, but this ain't working chemistry wise. Let's get you out of there and put somebody else in.
It's you. Being nice. It is you. We're gonna go the direction over here.
Yeah, let me go get my best friend Michael Rooker to come and play every character in every movie, and my brother. That's basically how.
No, listen. I'm gonna say we're gonna have the script first. We're gonna have the news of the script being done before we had the news of it. Because, like, I think I agree with you on that, BJ. I think we've seen his track record of his script finished, then you start casting or whatever, right? Because he already got the director cast, and then you know what I'm saying. Then they kind of go from there or whatever. So yeah, I agree with you. Now, do I think that I'm maybe it's just a fan in me, bro? I really think they're going to be done with the script by the end of the year. I hope. Like I said, maybe that's a fan in me saying this, but I really hope that I think they're going to be done by the end of the year. So we'll probably start hearing some Batman news or casting news or whatever, as far as like who's in the running and all that stuff. Probably in like January, mid-January ish, early February ish, maybe. If that's only if they got the script done, BJ. That's all I'm saying.
But didn't you see that weird thing that he said during one of those multiple interviews that he did where he was talking about the Mr. Miracle script? He was like, "Oh, it's been sitting on my shelf. I just hadn't had a chance to read it yet." And I'm like,
James Gunn. Now, see, I thought that was done. Cause didn't they announce that at Comic-Con?
I think they announced it, but the thing is, he said he hadn't even read the script yet. He said it's still sitting here. I haven't read it to green light, and I'm like, huh? That's what I was like. Wait, what? Like, what you mean to sit there?
Yeah, I heard that too. I thought maybe he misspoke or something. I'm like, bro, I thought didn't y'all announce this at Comic-Con because we got the picture and everything of him and Berta sitting, Big Barda sitting on the beach or whatever. So I don't know, man. Because he even said in that interview too, he was like, yeah, that's when somebody asked him about the new guys, and he was like, well, we're not gonna really talk about the new guys yet. And then somebody said, but what you doing Mr. Miracle and Barter though? He's like, oh, I mean, well, yeah, other than that or whatever, but other than that, we're not gonna really be talking about the new guys and stuff like that. So yeah, that's crazy, bro. Like they announced it at Comic-Con, so we thinking okay, he's ready to go. Because I thought it was coming out like next year or something. So you saying they ain't looked at the script or even greenlit it yet? So when's it coming out?
Well, just like they announced what's it the thing with all the folks with the engineer.
Oh, damn it, the Authority.
The Authority. They announced that, and then they don't have a script, and they didn't have a script that was approved yet. You know what I mean? It's like, and they said they couldn't get it out. So I'm like, so you announcing stuff that you can't deliver yet? So I don't know. That's like that seems like a pattern at this point, because they announced the Amanda Waller show that we ain't heard any movement on.
So supposedly, I heard some news on that. It's going to be a show about what she's been doing since this whole time. They're going to fill the time gap in or whatever, what she's been doing since the end of the Creature Commandos. They're going to let you know what she's been doing the whole time. I saw that I think like a couple of days ago. I thought I sent that to y'all, but But yeah, I saw that online too. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
I'll be able to shake his head. So
yeah, what you got, BA?
Nothing.
Oh,
nothing.
nothing.
Just keep rolling. I'm cooling.
All right, man. Check this out, y'all. See what we got. Speaking of Andy Muschietti. So look at that. He says Andy Muschietti confirms that Batman Brave and the Bold is still happening. So we just pretty much talked about this already. It's still happening, bro. I don't know why people think it ain't gonna happen or whatever. But I got a question on this name though. Do y'all think it's gonna be Batman Brave and the Bold, or you think it's just gonna be called Brave and the Bold?
Probably Brave and the Bold.
Yeah, probably just Brave and the Bold based on what he's already said that he doesn't like using.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But I don't. Okay, because you can't call it Batman because you got the Batman out or whatever.
Well,
so,
I mean, they had Suicide Squad and the Suicide Squad. I mean,
Yeah.
That's a good point. But that's gonna confuse people with BJ. They ain't gonna know the difference.
Oh no, people too smart. Everybody's
hold
smart.
on. The Batman. I'm lost. What's going on? Like, I think you might be right. I thought y'all gonna call it Brave and the Bold. Now, unless they call it Brave and the Bold with a Batman symbol like in the back of it, like they got Brave and the Bold laying on top of the Batman symbol or something. I don't know, because it's like I don't know, man. I don't get paid the big bucks, but I mean, for marketing's sake, I mean, I think you would try to put Batman in there some way. You know, what I'm saying Batman, Brave and the Bold, but he don't like subtitles, so
probably with the logo. Do it with the logo.
Just put the Jurassic World logo on the back. Something that made about a bunch of money,
But what you think about this, BJ?
Like I said, I don't know. I mean, yeah, he said it's still happening, so we shall see. I'm sure they're gonna make it. They got to make a Batman movie, so it just depends on when it drops. Like we said, if that comes out before Dark Side, we'll see.
What you got, BA?
I don't think Batman's gonna be in the title, but I also don't. I just want the Batman logo. I don't want no combined logo with Batman and Robin. Shout out to Batman and Robin from the 90s. I don't want no combined logo. I just want straight the Batman logo, Brave and Bold going across it. That's enough for us. We got it from there. Symbol's iconic.
What you got, Cuz?
Yeah, his suicide is coming out. I agree. Brave and the Bold have the bat symbol behind it. That's all you really need. You don't have to have anything additional. Brave and the Bold with the back signal.
People walk up there and get their ticket. You know what they're gonna say? Can I see Batman? They're not gonna see Brave and the Bold.
Well, yeah, of course, but you know what they're talking about.
Batman.
That's why you don't need to. That's why you don't need to have Batman up there.
Brave and the Bold, the Brave and the Bold movie. Oh, that one. Yeah. I can see that now, man. So check this out, y'all. Exactly. So check this out. James Gunn revealed that the title Man of Tomorrow refers more to Lex Luthor than Superman. So, is this gonna be a Lex Luthor movie, y'all? And Superman just tagging along? He's gonna be Robin in the movie? What do you think about this one, BA?
Between this and what's gearing up to be Salvation, I'm assuming he's going to be in Salvation. I'm assuming he's going to have some type of stay there some kind of way. I think that will at least translate over from. Say it again.
You ain't gonna be fight. I said, who you gonna fight? You ain't gonna fight the Joker. So you gonna have him in Salvation, but not the Joker? Like, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, the way James Gunn doing, Peacemaker gonna be, he gonna take the role of the Joker,
right? He probably will.
So yeah, I think he's making Lex a focal point. You just gotta be careful. Marvel, I think, did a good job of making the villains have their own story in a sense, whereas they're like, hey, I don't know who movie this is. Infinity War, that was Thanos' movie. Black Panther was very, very close to being Killmonger's movie, very close. So that's kind of, I think, how they're going with it. So we're gonna see a lot more Lex moving forward. And I hope homeboy Beast can make it happen, man. He did good for the Superman movie, but he's gonna be featured now, like heavily. And we'll see what he can do.
What you got, Cuz?
That's not surprising with the phrasing of Man of Tomorrow. I think it won't be heavy. Yes, but I think it will be a Lex. The phrasing goes with Lex is because Lex would be his team is released. He would eventually get released. The whole plan behind Salvation is him as well. So I said, I think a lot of the perimeter is going to be heavy Lex, but I think it will still be Superman just because of how he would have to try to stop all of this, trying to get out of Salvation. Trying to stop Lex again, trying to stop Argus. So yeah, I think a lot of the perimeter stuff is heavy on Lex, like most of it, but I think the center of it will still be Superman.
What you got, BJ?
Like I said, I think they're gonna use Man of Tomorrow to, like I said, kind of show Lex's evolution, where he's gonna turn from villain to anti-hero, and then I think he's gonna get double crossed and end up in Salvation at the end of the movie. And then I guess that'll be about him coming back. I'll probably end up with some scene of him staring at like a pharaoh-looking John Cena with the beard and tattered clothes, just been out there for a while.
It's gonna be crazy, man. Yeah, I think I now what BA said, I think I can kind of see that, man. They're definitely going to build up on the dynamic between Superman and Lex. We saw a little bit of that in the Superman movie, so I think they want to build more onto that. Man, like I said, Man of Tomorrow could be a double meaning. Like I said, Superman's other nickname is Man of Tomorrow. So, and then Lex Luthor is also looked at as like a futurist. So he could be also like a Man of Tomorrow type of person. So I could definitely, which is why I think that he did not purposely put Superman Man of Tomorrow. He just put Man of Tomorrow because both of these guys are going to be in the forefront of this movie. So, and I think they're going to try to kind of build onto the character of Lex. Only thing is, I hope they don't turn Lex to an anti-hero, bro. That's the only thing. He's not Loki, bro. Let's not do that. Lex is a bad guy. You understand me? Now I know in the New 52 he was like part of the Just League for a split second or whatever, but there was some ill intent to that though. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want him to go that route. I want Lex to be a bad guy, not somebody who just misunderstood. No, I didn't misunderstand you. You killed somebody. I didn't. You weren't misunderstood when you shot that dude in the head, man. So like, no, you are a bad guy, sir. You're evil. Throw you in salvation, under salvation. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But no, I agree with y'all, man. I think it's gonna be. I can see it being a big part of this movie. So, all right, y'all, we got a couple more here. Let's see what we got. Speaking of John Cena. So check this out. DC has trademarked Salvation Run for a film. So this is the question here, fellas. Are we getting a Salvation Run movie? What you think about this, cuz?
I think we're getting Salvation Run toys. It's getting ready to get sent to Hasbro and Legos. I think that's what the whole point of it is. Movie would be dope. But yeah, I think it's more the toys. That's for them is to copyright more of the toys than the movie. But it would be dope to have a Salvation Run movie. But
how you gonna? I don't know how you gonna do that. What you got, BJ? I don't know how you gonna do this. Oh, my bad. My bad. Go, my bad.
No. I was just thinking like instead of a movie, would it end up being a TV show? But that was just I can see that happening more than a movie. So it'd be more of a TV show and your toys and stuff like that. But yeah, I can see it being a TV show more than a movie.
What you got, BJ?
I was gonna say the only way I see them jumping from like Man of Tomorrow to straight to Salvation Run is if there's like the Checkmate season 1 or something in between, because you need to have more. Like I said, if it's just Lex there and Peacemaker, then that's not gonna be Salvation Run. You need to have some kind of story where like maybe that could be Checkmate season 1 where they show them gathering people or them trying to stop them from gathering all the metahumans and throwing them in Salvation to flush that out, because otherwise it's going to be kind of a boring, weird story, or they're going to skip a whole lot of stuff and be like, hey, look, we did all this stuff off screen and put everybody in here. So right. I think that's what you're going to have to use that Checkmate show to show them looking for John, trying to figure out a way to get back. Chris to get Chris back in, and at the meantime, trying to stop them from sending other metahumans to there, and that way they can kind of flesh out both sides of that.
Yeah, because I don't know how long time period is going to be when we get to the next movie. Like, is it going to be an actual year, a real life year within the movie, or is it going to be like, hey, 4 or 5 years later, this is happening? So we don't, like you said, we don't know if there's like a ton of bad guys in there by that time, or it's just at the infant stage of salvation, where, like you said, it's just John Cena in there right now, maybe one more other person or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know where at what point it's going to be in. So that's going to be the key right there. But go ahead, BA, what you got?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. No, what I was saying for the salvation run is, what's the main I guess how does you got the villain versus villain, and then something comes about that. What comes and interferes with that?
Oh, that's when they found out that it's ran by Apocalypse. Yeah, like Darkseid, ran
right,
by Apocalypse.
That's where the stuff come down, right?
Parademons, yeah, Parademons, yes.
Correct. So what are they going to do with that? That's the question. Like, you're going to have something else take. If they don't have the Parademons, this is just going to be the Predator movie all over again. The Predator movie that y'all like, that's coming out. It's going to be the villains there, whoever ends up there, versus the terrain versus the earth, whatever it is. So if that's not the case, then I need the Parademons. If I got the Parademons, then where do they come from? They come from Darkseid. So that's the thing. I think James Gunn, I hope he's not leading us astray, but that's what I'm looking for when I see a salvation run. Like, that's what that is. So if that's not it, then what takes that place? You're gonna have to come up with something new, and then now you might be going down a rabbit hole of trying to recreate or not recreate, create a whole new storyline. And then it's just like, well, okay, whatever it is. When the original storyline was pretty good, he might be jumping. No pun intended. He might be jumping the gun a little bit too early. So I think that's where we're going with it. I hope that that's not the case. I hope everything is streamlined, but that's what I'm expecting from this particular movie, right? Maybe it's me, right? I always say, like us, like, who are we to have these expectations when anyone's creating everything? So I'm gonna fall back and I'm gonna try to see where we're going with it. But all I know is I got Peacemaker in a salvation area with sounds that don't sound like human in the background. So either he gonna have to go get something, or we're gonna have a Vandal Savage come out of nowhere. Like, are we gonna have him because he had his own crew? You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna have to maybe find someone else to replace Joker in a sense, right? Maybe it might be somebody to replace other people. All we got right now is a Superman that's in another dimension. And he already said it's crazy for him to come back into this dimension, right? He said it. Yeah, like that's not realistic at all. Okay, I guess you're just gonna have to bring up villains. It's gonna be a crazy montage of a whole bunch of villains getting snatched up to fill this area, and that's what we're gonna get. The beginning of the movie is that. The beginning of the movie is a montage of like 30 villains getting snatched up, and then you're gonna be like, oh, I didn't even know this person was a part of this universe. Is that Captain Cold? I didn't know he was here. Is that Heat Wave? Oh wow, look at that. So he's been very meticulous of not overdoing certain things, not including certain people, not saying Darkseid because there's a whole bunch of expectations of Darkseid, but you're literally walking us into that direction.
Right.
So I trust James Gunn, right? I just said that, so we'll see.
I listen. What you just said, yeah, I 100% agree. Because like you said, we're getting little crumbs here that's leading you to Darkseid. Like Big J said before, though that little portal that Peacemaker was using was like boom tubes. Because when they get created, what do? They boom like the boom tubes or whatever. Then, like you said, you're on Salvation. We hear the little noise in the background when Peacemaker was dropped off. Those sound like Parademons to me. Because when you were saying that, I was thinking, like, that did sound like Parademons. So it's like, I don't know. I'm literally trying to sit here and think because, like I said, he said he's adapting it. So I'm sitting there thinking, like, what could substitute for that? But it's gonna be to the point to where we gotta have to understand. We need to know his idea of how he's gonna do this story. We don't know what it is yet because he only said he's adapting. So if you're adapting, you can adapt it any kind of way. Like we don't know how the story gonna turn out, right? So I don't know who could take the place of the parademons and all that stuff, or just the thought of Darkseid and them being able to control this planet or whatever and use it as a training ground for the parademons and all that stuff. No Joker. We do have Lex, but I don't know who will be the other guy. I don't know if like Lex is gonna be put in there and all of a sudden have these other bad guys follow him and then somebody follow somebody else too or whatever. I don't know what's gonna happen. So we're only basing everything off what we know from the comic. But for him to adapt it, we need to understand how are you adapting it? If you kind of give us an idea how he's adapting it, then we can kind of start putting some stuff together. Like, okay, if you're going to adapt it that way, then take that element out in the comic and put this there for it in the movie or whatever, or the show, or whatever they're talking about doing. Because other than that, we don't know. Then on top of that, it's going to depend on at what time period this is going to be in. Because like Big J said, right now you got one guy there. So is it going to be like 4 or 5 years down the line where within that 4 or 5 years you now got like 100 bad guys in there? Like what is it, right? So for it to be the actual Salvation Run, because the Salvation Run is a lot going on this one planet between a ton of bad guys. You don't have a ton of bad guys there yet, so we're gonna see how he's gonna adapt that. Like I don't know if it's gonna be like one of them cases where maybe they put a bad guy there, he got out, and or whatever is there got out, and now they gotta stop it or whatever. So, but go ahead, BA. What you
say? This is a stretch, but the main two facilities that house criminals in DC is like Arkham Asylum and Belle Reve, right? That's like the main two. The cheap way of doing this, and I hope they don't do it, is they just say everybody that's a class 5 criminal on up, boom, each one of them just go. Each one of them go, in a sense, right? In both places, in a sense. And you can sub out. You can do a lot of that of filling that up very quickly within like a minute. Just showing people, in a sense, not necessarily lined up, but you can go cage by cage, cell by cell, whatever the case. And I think that's a easy way. That's a cheap way of trying to fill that place up versus trying to find and. Over time we captured some more people, and they just want to go cell by cell because we already got introduced to Belle Reve with Lex. They're just gonna go right back there, and hell, that might be how Lex go. Like hey, I helped y'all out. Sorry, your Lex himself will be Deathstroke and Deathshot. I'm sorry, and Bane, right? Deadshot and Bane. Just like I help y'all get these people in there. Well, guess what? You're going in there too. So in a sense, right? Yep. So Lex might be that for this particular movie, but that I think I don't like it. I think, like I said, I think it's very cheap, but I think it's an easy way out. I hope he doesn't take it though.
I could definitely see that. That makes sense. That part right there. That does make sense. All right, y'all. Let's get to this last one here, y'all. Check this out. So, Transformers and G.I. Joe adult animated crossover TV series is in the works, fellas. Matter of fact, let's see what they say here. So, check this out. They said the show will have a similar mature tone. I should say mature tone similar to the gritty and adult-oriented style of Invincible. So maybe that's why they didn't want to put it on the big screen. They wanted to make it animated and all that stuff because some people about to die here, man. What you got on this one, cuz?
Here's my wallet. I'm gonna go ahead and send it to him because I'm looking forward to this. It's gonna be lit. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready for it. So that's all I got about to send them my wallet.
Been asked for this crossover for 18 years when they make it animated. What you got, BJ?
So you mean with G.I. Joe, we're not just gonna see the blue and red lasers never hit anybody? Like we've seen for all them years, when they're supposed to be the world's greatest fighters, but they can't hit nobody, like stormtroopers.
What you got, BJ? Oh, my bad. My bad,
No, I
BJ.
was gonna say if they do it real, it may be good. It'd be a nice take to see actual stakes.
Hey, you know what? Too, it's going to depend on the animation style. That's going to depend on too. What you got, B?
I prefer this versus the movies anyway. To be 100% honest with you, I think they can take more risk. Um, you can have certain things do a lot more. Like the Transformers can do a lot more when it comes to transforming and doing other things of the other nature. Um, GI Joe, they can legitly get down and really get to work. Like this is the perfect thing for me. I didn't like Transformers when it was in the movie theaters. Like I didn't like the live action part of it. It was cool, but like I said, once they start fighting, it's like I don't know what machine is what at this particular point in time, because to me it's like they all scrambled together, and I really didn't like that. But when it comes to animation, you can make it more vibrant colors and things like that. The art part of it can come out a lot more. So it's definitely a differential between whatever they're promoting at that time. So I think that's just the easiest way of doing it. Maybe they have a live action movie from the animated joint. That's a possibility as well. But I like the fact that they can just get the animated joint, get that out there, get the people loving it again, and then we can go from there. So I'll be a proponent for that versus the live action.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. If this is successful, it could actually lead to, like, say, a live action Transformers versus GI Joe. Like I said, what people been asked for 100 years. So, excuse me. They have, like, I think y'all all know, they got a new regime over there at Paramount. They've been putting together some stuff here, man, over the last, I don't know what, about a few months now. I guess this is part of one of those ideas that they was having as far as putting stuff together. For me, it's just gonna come down to the animation style, like, and kind of see what the ideas they have for this. Because I mean, Invincible worked because that's how it was in the comics.
You think
What's your
Transformers
idea?
1?
I'm about to say, what's your idea animation style for this? Just out of curiosity.
Transformers 1? That was a good animation style.
I could see it. I could see Transformers 1. I would have to see how the humans are drawn or created on there. But as far as that, yeah, that'll work because that movie is fire, man. Yeah. Now, I don't know if they're gonna spend money like that for that type of animation on TV. So that's the thing. Like, I don't. That's why I said it's gonna really depend on how they talking about with anime. I know it's not gonna be 2D. Like, I hope it ain't gonna be. Well, I mean, I don't know.
Is that too classic? If it's 2D, is that too classic? Like,
it would. You know what? Though,
if you think about it, we already see this version.
You know what, OBA? If you think about it, if you do 2D, that's gonna be like a nostalgia thing for us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying draw like you did back in the 80s and them, but it'd be kind of like closer to that as far as, like, for the older generation who grew up with those characters. But the last few Transformer animated stuff they made it, 3D or whatever, right? CGI and all that stuff. So,
but like you said, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's more.
It is a lot of. It is more expensive. I'm now that you say that, BA, I think if I had to put Hot Toys on it for BJ Hot Toys, I think I would say they're gonna do 2D. They're gonna go 2D.
Question: what about if they'd use the style from the What If / Marvel Zombie style animation? I think that could work because it's also realistic stuff, but then you can do all the special effects without it costing $1 billion to make an episode.
I could see that. I could see that. Because I don't want to see them in 3D because sometimes the 3D kind of looks kind of clunky looking. I mean, the Netflix ones looked kind of smooth a little bit, but if you're talking about really doing this right and we want to draw attention to it, like just like how Invincible is, you might have to take care of that animated part, man. So we'll see. Because now, what's funny, I did see a show that's supposed to be coming out. Oh, it's Boondocks. They were talking about rebooting Boondocks. They were going to make it in that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse type of animation. So if they could do something like that or whatever, I mean, that'll work. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like I said, it's going to depend on the animation
What
style.
about Predator? What was that? The
Predator.
animated Predator joint.
Yeah, something like that.
I thought that was pretty. That was pretty cool.
I mean, yeah.
No,
I
they got
could definitely
options.
see
They
that.
got options for sure. I was
just
just
don't
curious
make-
when you thought process. They definitely got options.
Yeah, don't make it look like a Disney show. Or nothing, you know what I'm saying? We good. But yeah.
Clone
Yeah, I think
Wars.
That's Rail's favorite animation right there.
I do not like that animation style at all, man. It just
Nah,
make it look
me-
real clunky. It's like
Yep.
I don't like that. But yeah, I think that's what I want to add, man. Before we roll, move on to the next thing. All right, let's go ahead and show some love to Playback.
Thank you to our friends over at Playback for this segment. Pause. If you're tired of the national media and the annoying ways they sometimes cover sports and other events, give the Glow Sun Production channel on Playback a try. We cover new and old school basketball, wrestling, and geek culture. And just recently, we've added boxing, mixed martial arts, anime, and even video gaming. So if you have time in your busy day, give our channel on Playback a look and check out some of our replays while you're at it. Another special shout out to our favorite at Playback. Back to the show.
Yes, sir, man. We got a few comments in here. I don't know who this guy is. He says, "Fellas, what up, King?" We got CJ in the building. He says, "I agree." He probably agree with BA. And then of course we got we need Dark Side. Yeah, that's probably what BA talking with Dark Side. Yeah, like I said, I don't think we're not gonna ever get Dark Side. I just think we're gonna probably wait a while, kind of build up towards Dark Side because he is the big bad of the DCU. You know what I'm saying? So we'll have to wait and see, man. But listen, man, we definitely appreciate y'all, man, geeking out with us for another episode. We'll be back here on Tuesday, man. Y'all can join us here. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Join us here every Tuesday evening, Saturday morning as we continue to get our geek on for movies and televisions. But with all that being said, man, it's your boy Real. Got Cuz in the building. We got Big J and we got BA, man. We'll catch y'all here on Tuesday. Stay geeked. And we out, y'all.